just like that, we're back. Views from Section 400. Matt, Brian, and Jack bringing you along for the action-packed episode. Up in the nosebleeds, it's Halloween. I got the Flyers gear, the orange gear. Halloween is here. I don't know if anybody's got any fun plans for tonight, but Brian, Jack, you guys going to be trick-or-treating this weekend?
Won't be trick-or-treating. I wanted to buy a Grimace costume, but the psychopaths on Amazon want me to spend $50 on a Grimace costume. I'm not going to do that as much as I love Grimace. So maybe I'll just wear some purple and walk around and buy some candy.
Is this a full furry purple Grimace costume with like a head and everything, like you're a mascot?
It looks kind of like if you were an inflatable Grimace, but it just goes over you.
Yeah,
no fur.
No fur.
No fur.
It's weak. Yeah, I wouldn't spend $50 on that low quality item.
I might get accused of some things if I had some fur on that Grimace.
Matt, I'm not going trick-or-treating either. I don't even know if I'm going to be dressing up or anything. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm in a hotel. I'm in Dallas. I don't know what tomorrow night's Halloween events are on, like what's going to be happening. So maybe I'll find something in Dallas. But honestly, I just can't wait to get out of here and get home soon.
Yeah, I knew you were traveling, Jack, but honestly, I had no idea what city you were in. So good to know that now, live on the pod. There we go.
D-Town.
But D-Town, yeah. Boost some Cowboy fans for me because they deserve it. Terrible team.
It'll be my pleasure.
Yeah, give Rico Dowdle some medicine. Get him back on my fantasy roster.
Other than CeeDee Lamb, he's been balling out, and I need him to continue to ball out.
Yeah, I don't know what you're expecting out of Rico Dowdle. I mean, they got freaking Zeke and Dalvin Cook there, man. Those are two all-time backs. Rico Dowdle's got no room to run.
Well, they were two all-time backs. They're no longer. Well, I guess all-time indicates they're all-time, but they're no longer useful NFL running backs. And you need to get a sign. Maybe that could be your Halloween costume. Just get a big poster board and stand outside and write Dalvin Cook and Zeke suck and see how many times you can get booed.
Noted.
Noted stuff. I don't think I'm doing anything crazy with the costume stuff. I get Halloween. I understand the holiday, the costumes, the candy, the festivals, the going out, the whole thing. And I'm all for going out and having a good time, but I don't know. I don't like doing the costume stuff. I guess I'm bad at putting them together, bad at buy. Like, I don't like going out and just buying an outfit to buy an outfit. Like, it's always overpriced. I guess you can put it together, but I don't know. I'm not a huge costume guy. I'm funny looking as it is. That's enough for me. But, Bri, I do know last year, $60 spent on candy. Will it be over or under this year?
You know, it is an election year, so I assume the prices are still going to be pretty high, but I won't be buying that much Halloween candy this year. I'm still kind of on a diet. I've broken it a little bit, but I'm going to try not to eat as much Twix this time around.
Yeah, you bought $60 last year. What would the line be
leave it on the
going into
aisle
this year?
Leave it at the store, bro. Leave it at the store. You ain't gotta buy. Well, you got kids coming by your house. Just leave it at the fucking store.
See, the issue is we assumed kids would be coming up and knocking on the door to trick or treat, and no one came. So then I just had to eat all of the candy myself and gave myself a Rico Dowdle tummy ache, and it was not a fun Halloween for me.
Yeah, so I'm definitely taking the under here, bro. Leave the candy at the grocery store.
Yeah, it's definitely expensive. So leave it there. And hopefully, that's just too much money on candy. But anyway, we have a full show planned for you guys today. Winners and losers, of course, as always. A little bit of World Series talk, college football. We'll have some thoughts on that. The introduction of our confidence picks for the NFL slate. That'll be a fun segment later on in the show. And of course, as always, wrap it up with the mic of the week. But first, a word from our sponsor, SeatGeek.
The weather may be getting cold late in the year, but the sports action is heating up. With the final stretch of the football season upon us and basketball season now here, the only place to go for the best tickets for each game is SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the official sponsor of the Views from Section 400 podcast. And whether you're looking to sit courtside of the Sixers game, find a last-minute deal up in Section 400 for the Iron Bowl, or looking to just cheer on your alma mater in a preseason basketball tournament, SeatGeek's one-of-a-kind system helps you find the best deal for the best seats in the house. Use code VIEWSFROM400 at checkout for $20 off your first purchase. Again, that's code VIEWSFROM400 at checkout for $20 off your first purchase. SeatGeek, your best night ever is waiting. And now, winners and losers.
And now, winners and losers, the segment we do weekly here. We'll go around the horn on the winners and then around the horn on the losers. Bri, who won the week for you?
Yeah, my winner of the week is going to be the Heisman race. I guess specifically Travis Hunter in the Heisman race. But we all assumed Ashton Jeanty had this thing wrapped up. I don't know if you can assume that anymore. He had a good game against UNLV, but it wasn't an unworldly game. I think he had like 30 carries for 120 yards and a touchdown. It's still good, but not what he's been doing. And Travis Hunter just became the first ever player in Big 12 history to win the Offensive Player of the Week and Defensive Player of the Week in the same season. I don't know about you guys, but if there's a player like that in college football, he might win the Heisman.
Yeah, bro. Both these guys have very impressive resumes. It's really hard that you can't give it to both of them, but there's still enough time where I think one's going to pull away from the other. I'm going to put my money on Travis Hunter. I'm doing it.
That's a tough call for me. I don't know how it isn't the Ashton guy. He's been lights out. I get it. Maybe what was even his line against UNLV, Brad? Do you know? I mean, it probably was still decent stats. He just has
Yeah,
been going so.
he had 32 carries for 123 yards and the receiving touchdown.
Okay, so still very solid line, just not as
Yeah.
insane video game numbers that we've been seeing. Yeah, you guys are on what's it, Travis Hunter, I think his name is.
Yeah.
I'll take Ashton Jeanty.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm just happy that it's not a quarterback. It's gonna be a
Yeah.
positional player for the first time in a while. I can't remember the last time it was not a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, they're the two favorites right now, right?
Oh, they're
Well,
definitely gonna get.
the last time it wasn't a quarterback was Devonta Smith, so it wasn't that
Oh,
long
okay,
ago.
not that long ago.
Not too long. Who would be like the quarterback right now? The kid from BYU?
He hasn't
I
had the
don't.
stats. It'll probably be Cam Ward as
Yeah,
the third
I
guy.
see that.
That's probably a good call.
Quinn Ewers was the favorite for a while until he hasn't played very well the last couple weeks.
Yeah, and
You
they've
couldn't like Beck, Milrow. They're not in the conversation, are they?
No, Beck was kind of there, but he hasn't put up crazy numbers either.
Yeah,
how many finalists do they send to New York? Four?
Three.
three.
So
Three.
it'll be Jeanty, Hunter, and probably Cam Ward, unless maybe
When's
Beck
the
will win.
last time they had all three finalists and not a quarterback as one of the finalists?
Ooh,
Has that ever happened?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Who?
Maybe. I mean,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say you go ahead.
Who won it the year? Manti Te'o didn't win it, did he? When he
No,
had
He's a
his whole.
finalist.
that was Jameis's year, I think.
Oh, okay, so yeah, because I remember he was a finalist, but yeah, if it was two quarterbacks, I can't remember the last time.
I'm pretty positive. Wait, no, because was it Manti Te'o, Mariota, and Jameis? Was that who that three was?
Sounds like the right time frame.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was what, 2013?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, either way, it'd be pretty nuts to not see a quarterback at the ceremony there in New York. But Jack, why don't you kick us off, or not kick us off, but jump over to your winner of the week here.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Funny enough, we just talked about him, Jameis Winston, baby. Oh my gosh! I mean, look, comes in for the Browns, beats the divisional rival, the Ravens, top tier team in the AFC, the Ravens, throws for 334 yards and three touchdowns. Jameis freaking Winston, baby. Oh my gosh. I got so hyped watching that. Even though I was on the Ravens to win and had like Lamar on my fantasy team and all this good stuff, I was so happy watching Jameis ball out.
Yeah, he made he made the Ravens panic and get Deontay Johnson. And I don't know how that helps your defense, but he made him do a panic move and get somebody to try to help him.
Yeah, I'm just glad we get the fun guy Jameis Winston back, and Joe Flacco's back as well. So two huge favorites here on the pod. Won't call them friends of the program. Yeah, we call friends of the program.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco and Jameis Winston back in the NFL, turning back the clock, and I'm all here for it.
Yep, I can't wait for Cedric Tillman to become the fantasy wide receiver one that he is meant to be. For now, he's on my bench still, but I can't wait for the breakout.
Brian, I have a very try to answer this as unbiased as you possibly can. I understand you like Cedric Tillman here, but between him, they sent Cooper out of town. Between Cedric Tillman, Elijah Moore, and Jerry Jeudy, do you really see one of these guys becoming the alpha in the offense, or is this just going to be like a three-headed, pretty equal target share? Because that's what I'm seeing right now.
Well, it'll probably be a three-headed monster, but Cedric Tillman's the big play guy, and he's been scoring the touchdowns. So I want that guy on my team.
Is Jerry Jeudy still in the Browns?
Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't done much, but he's still there.
I was gonna say, yeah, he hasn't done anything. Everybody thought, oh, change of scenery. Here comes Jerry Jeudy. Can't say he did much with Denver, and definitely hasn't done much with Cleveland.
And, the only thing he's been noteworthy of is getting into beef with Steve Smith.
Yeah, that's about it. But I'll jump into my winner here, transition sports. We'll go to the MLB, and it's kind of not huge news, but pretty cool to see as they're averaging 15 million viewers in the World Series, which is the most since 2017. So a big jump for the MLB, getting fans back involved. Now I understand it helps the Yankees and Dodgers are playing each other, probably the two most famous franchises, organizations. Um, out there in the entire MLB. But yeah, 15 million viewers on average per game. I mean, that's a pretty big number for a league, or whatever you want to call it, that people have called is dying, right? People say baseball is dying, the interest is gone. They're trying to implement all these little rules and changes and things to speed the game up. Yeah, it's great to see 15 million viewers per game. It's most since 2017.
I think it's the mix of like you said, the two biggest franchises and the hatred for those two biggest franchises and people wanting to watch them lose.
Yeah, yeah. It's a big number, and I'm just glad to see that the MLB is back. So that's all I got for that. It's the most since 2017, which was another one, crazy one that I think went to Game 7 with the Cubs and the Indians, and or yeah, they were still the
They
Indians.
were
I'm
still
not
the
wrong
Indians.
there. But yeah, it'd be interesting, and I guess I'll ask the question. I don't know what the number would be, but if, and it's a huge if, this series somehow gets to Game 7, what's the viewership number look like in that Game 7?
So they've averaged 15.
I think the number was like 14.6 or 14.8, but just under
20,
15.
right? Get me up to 20, baby.
Yeah, 20 give or take 2 million.
Can't get up to 25.
I think at some point, if you're not going to care, you're not going to care, even if it's game 7. There's going to be football on for the next 40 days. So,
Yeah, I feel like that's the other big thing right now is like, when are they going to have this game 7? Like on a Sunday night, like when I'm trying to watch, I guess not the Eagles and Jags anymore, but when is this game going to be? There's other things, because I've been watching this World Series, but perfect example is what was it, Sunday night? They had game 3 Sunday night, if I'm not mistaken, and I had it split box with or maybe it was Monday night, but I had it split with the football game. I'm not going to lose out on my football just to watch baseball, even if it's the World Series. Sorry.
yeah, I think it would be a Saturday, right? Which doesn't really help it either because you have a big slate
Good
of college
college football.
football.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't help, but definitely should see a boost from that, 15 million number. But yeah, why don't we jump into some losers of the week? Jack, who lost the week for you?
The Yankees. I
Just
mean, They're down. They're at the time that we're recording this. They're down 3-1 in the series. They've got Game 5 tonight. I don't think they win it. So maybe by the time you guys are listening to this on Thursday morning, the series is already over. The Dodgers have won, but I'm just going to cash in my chips right now. The loser of the week is going to be the Yankees for not really showing up in this series. I know they had a good game 4. Shout out Anthony Volpe for hearing me talking shit on the pod. He stepped up, and then even Verdugo too. I can't remember if he had a home run or maybe it was a good play out there and left, but I saw him step up as well. So the young guys they heard my flack, they stepped up, but overall the Yankees are the loser of the week.
Yeah, you can even argue that the only reason they did step up was they got fired from that fan trying to break Mookie Betts' wrist on the foul ball. That was unbelievable. And unfortunately, well, maybe fortunately, depending how you look at it, that fan is banned from Yankee Stadium for the rest of the series at least. I don't know if it's a lifetime ban, but yeah, the Yankees, I guess they're alive. Garrett Cole has a 1 ERA in his career in the World Series, so maybe they take Game 5 here. And once you get back to LA, it's anyone's game. But yeah, that fan though, that was quite the attempt.
That was insane. I don't know if you saw some follow up stuff about it, but like the fan was talking, him and his friend like they premeditated this. They were like, if there's ever a ball in our area, like this is what we're doing. Like you're holding the glove, I'm ripping the ball. Like they had the whole thing planned out. Like
They
it's
ca-
insanity.
they called it their wall. They're like, this is our area, and we're gonna defend our wall. It's like, dude, I mean, some
I
kind of
know who they're
delusion,
voting
but
for.
Well, they definitely defended it, dude. I mean, that was like
it could have broken his wrist.
I was gonna say a
Yeah, that
major
was
player safety issue there.
And
definitely.
it's wild to see how society has kind of turned, and we don't have to get too deep into this, but like, and obviously the situations were different. But Steve Bartman tries to catch a foul ball and gets death threats for like 5 years after that. Can't show his face in public. And then this guy almost breaks Mookie Betts' wrist, but since it was trying to help his team, he's like getting paraded around as he's probably going to be on a million podcasts over this next month. He's going to get the bag.
You think so? You think he's about to go make the news circuit?
Oh yeah, if the Hawk Tua can do it, he's going to be able to. Like the Costco guys just went on Jimmy Fallon. All you got to do is one viral moment, and you could make millions of dollars in today's society.
Yeah, it's really crazy. It really is. But look, he whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, he's gonna get the bag from it. So I don't want to say good for him, but you know, whatever.
Yeah, well, I don't know if he'll be able to reinvest in any more season tickets. So maybe
Yeah,
his life might be ruined in one way.
definitely will be. But Bride, do you have a loser of the week for us here?
Yeah, we talked about college football a little bit, and my winner of the week was college football. My loser of the week is also going to be in the college football gridiron. It's my brain and my PTSD because Diego Pavia is playing the Auburn Tigers this Saturday, about 48 weeks after he caused the downfall of the season last year with New Mexico State. Now he's with the rejuvenated Vanderbilt team. And Auburn needs to win this game to somehow keep their bowl hopes alive. And I really want to have an Auburn Bowlmas episode this year. And a loss on Saturday would all but ruin that.
What's their record right now?
They're 3-5. If they win this game, they're obviously 4-5. And then they have senior day against UL Monroe. So they'd have 5 wins and have to beat A&M or Alabama.
It's not looking
I
good
We're
didn't
for the
not
say
bowl
making a
game.
fucking bowl.
I didn't say it's guaranteed, but if you're 5-5 with those two coming up and you know you need to win one for a bowl and one's the Iron Bowl, like there's hope. If you lose this game, there's no hope. You can't win both of those.
No, Brian, I'm sorry, dude. Just start
You're,
relaxing now.
no,
Just
Jarquez Hunter just ran for almost 300 yards. This team could do something.
Brian, you're telling me that we gotta beat UL Monroe and then which we will do, but then either Bama or A&M.
A&M's
We're not
home.
winning either of those games.
You got A&M at home. It'll be like they'll be 7.5 point underdogs, maybe less.
It'll be more than that, dude. We just saw A&M go out and handle LSU. who had a number three next to their name.
Yeah, well, LSU was a little bit overrated. I don't know. Eugene Asante is going to be pretty pissed off after, was it Jimbo last year tried to tackle him on a fumble? That game went badly last year. Auburn's going to want to beat A&M. But my whole point of this being the loser of the week is I'm not even worried about that because I think we're going to lose to Diego Papi like that.
Yeah, tough scenes right now for the Auburn Tigers. College basketball's right around the corner though, so you have that to look forward to at least.
War Eagle.
Or equal.
But my loser of the week, and it's going to reside right here in Philadelphia, is going to be the Sixers. Tough start to the year so far, and really just the injuries and the way they're managing the Paul George and Embiid situation, not giving updates. Um, these press conferences have been a joke. Nick Nurse is like just coming out immediately before even getting asked questions, refuse, saying to reporters he's not answering questions about Embiid. He's not talking about Embiid. Paul George, I think, has a bruised knee and they're holding him out. These are guys you need to play. You sign them to play. We understand Embiid can't go a full season. But yeah, I mean, it's just been an absolute joke to start the year. And don't want to say it's expected, but like it's rinse and repeat with this organization, this franchise. They just don't handle anything well, it seems like. And it was so bad that the NBA fined them $100,000 for just the comments they've been making about these injuries. So, tough for the Sixers right now as they just can't seem to get it right. Where it's nice to start the season out on the right foot, and beat and Paul George still nowhere to be found.
Yeah, it's kind of wild how, and I'll say successful because, I mean, I know the NBA, basically everybody makes the playoffs, but the Sixers have been a perennial playoff team with at least hopes of making it to the finals. So I think you can call them successful. It's crazy how successful they've been with so much dysfunction. Like even the trust the process, they fire Hinkie and then they have the front office dysfunction and then they try to start over. They get Embiid and his injuries and now the locker room stuff, Doc Rivers, and it's all crazy.
It's just bad thing after bad thing. And like I said, the fact that Paul George and Embiid are just like nowhere to be found. The NBA stepping in, and I don't know that this will be the last time we see them get fined for just, I guess, I don't know if it's mishandling the injuries, but it's not good.
Yeah, Matt, that's what I was a little confused about. Is the NBA fining them for, you said originally that they fined the Sixers for miscommenting or commenting like improperly about the injuries. I mean, like what's the deal? Are they saying like, oh, he'll be back in a week and he's just and now it's 3 weeks? I mean, what's how are they getting fined? I mean, is that why Nick
It's
Nurse is now just like I'm not fucking talking about it because I don't want to get fined again? Like
I think I honestly, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's just the way they've been handling the injuries in terms of maybe not giving enough updates, right? And
Yeah,
and whether I think they can stay behind closed doors from the public, but I think they have to give proper updates to the league office, right? Because that's what this whole new initiative is. And I
of
guess
course.
the
How
updates that
else
they've
is
been giving them haven't been, I guess, good enough for what the league deems reasonable.
well, right. I mean, look, I mean, Vegas and FanDuel and DraftKings, they all need to know, are these guys playing? We got to set some lines out here.
yeah.
That's what it's all about.
You have to be really transparent, especially in with the whole, like Matt alluded to, the load management. You're not allowed to do that anymore unless it's on a back to back. And so, yeah. Marshawn Lynch said it in his press conference at Super Bowl. He's just here so you don't get fined. That's all you have to do. And they aren't there, so they're getting fined.
Yeah. So tough stuff right now for the Sixers, as we, like I said, for the third time now, Embiid and Paul George are nowhere to be found. But yeah, that's the winners and losers of the week, always presented by SeatGeek. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll jump into some college football. And over the past weekend, I was at a golf outing. So I didn't really watch a lot. I really none at all, to be completely honest. But if you guys had some crazy stuff that you saw and want to dive into, please, the floor is yours.
Yeah, Colorado. I mentioned Travis Hunter. They're back in the top 25. And I don't know if you guys remember after they beat TCU last year, but they were in the top 25. It's the first time they've been ranked in the AP poll in consecutive years since 2003. So I think maybe Deion Sanders and the Buffaloes over there just needed some less heat on them from the media because it seems like everyone forgot about them. And now they're here sitting at 6-2, and they're eligible for a bowl. Dare I say they win a couple more games? They're a sneaky team for the playoff.
I don't think they're making the playoff.
I don't either.
Top 25 and then cracking the top 12, I think is two massive differences.
I mean, they have winnable games left, and if they end up with 2 losses, you're really going to leave out Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter?
I mean, who do they play the rest of the way that gives them a chance to jump up that high? And not only jump up that high, but are they actually going to beat them?
Yeah, they have Texas Tech, then they have Utah, and then Kansas, and then Oklahoma State. I think they could go 4-0 in those games.
Yeah, they absolutely could. Do they have a conference championship that they're going to be able to play?
Probably not because of BYU and Iowa State.
I think that alone kind of
I
counts them
think
out.
yeah, dude. I think they need to go win. I think they need to go win a conference championship. 2 losses. I think you need to win a conference championship.
There's 12 spots is a lot of spots.
Yeah, you know what? I'm saying this like we've ever seen this before. I really don't know if like what the odds are for them to make it, but I absolutely do think that they could go 4-0 to finish out their season. Those 4 teams are not anything that's, like, oh damn, like we gotta make sure we're ready for this game.
That's a
Yes.
good point, Jack. We have no idea what this committee's going to do. We know the committee's always got surprises up their sleeve, so we'll
Don't get me
see.
started.
We'll see how they. Yeah, right. We'll see how they. Play the field as they have to come to decision time.
Yeah, well, we can kind of. So it'll be the top 4. It'll be SEC champion. It'll be Big Ten champion. It'll be Big 12, and then ACC. Then you probably have BYU, who is probably going to go undefeated, by the way. I have a lot of faith in the Cougars. They have Utah, Kansas, Arizona State, and Houston left on the schedule. So they're going to go undefeated. They're probably in, and you could say Iowa State's also in, whoever loses that Big 12. So that's 5. SEC, you probably have, can we say Georgia is the favorite to win the championship?
They should be. They're the best team in the SEC.
So then you think Texas will definitely get in.
Bama,
So
Texas.
that put us at 6. I think Bama right now, you're kind of they're in the maybe range, but just guaranteed, I'm thinking. So you have Texas. So that'd put
Okay.
you at 6. ACC runner up, maybe if it's Clemson they get in, and you assume Miami wins it. But I think you could say the ACC runner up is in. So that'd be 7.
I mean, dude, there's a lot of good ACC teams right now.
Yeah, I don't know if you can guarantee 3 of them though. That's what I'm saying. Like if Colorado goes 10-2, I don't know if you can guarantee the third ACC team getting in over a 10-2 Colorado.
Yeah, but there could be a third ACC team that is 10-2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what happens when Pitt runs the table?
Well,
Yeah,
if Pitt runs the
exactly,
table, then it's a
right?
whole different conversation.
But
So
but Brian, that's what I'm saying is like even like the third, like the second and third teams in like these power divisions, like how is the committee going to respond to putting them in over a team like BYU? I mean, well, BYU special, but like Colorado or any of the any of those other teams.
I think the easiest way you can look at it is the runner-up in each of the 4 is going to be in, and the champion in each of the 4 is going to be in. So that's 8. And then obviously you have the worst conference champion or the best non-power conference champion is the 12. So that leaves you with 9, 10, and 11 to fill. Probably a third SEC team, probably a third Big Ten team. So then you're left with either the third ACC team, the third Big 12 team, or the third SEC. Third SEC, third Big 12, or third ACC. And I don't know if you can just write off Colorado being that 11 seed. All I'm saying is there's a lot of scenarios, and this is going to be a lot of fun down the stretch.
It really is.
Definitely.
It really is. But
until someone gets fucked by the committee. Excuse me, donkey dick.
And well, one game we have this
Sure,
week
by the committee.
that'll guarantee you not to get messed up by the committee. Penn State hosting Ohio State in the battle of terrible coaches against good teams. So they're both Penn State's 3, Ohio State's 4. Ryan Day's 0-4 in his last 4 games against top 5 teams. James Franklin is 1-6 versus top 10 teams in his career at home. And Penn State's at home. Penn State has not won this game since 2011. Are we taking Penn State or Ohio State here?
Oh my God.
Well, let's ask this first.
History hates both sides.
Yeah.
I was going to say, who's and I'm blanking on the name, but the quarterback for Penn State, is he playing this weekend? Wasn't there some question marks around his status?
Yeah, he does have question marks, but I think he's going to play. And even the backup looked decent last week. But yeah, Drew Aller's definitely
That's
their best option.
Yeah, I mean, we know the fans are going to create the atmosphere that needs to be for what this game is. It's tough. It's tough. We saw Ohio State blow multiple games, or at least the Oregon game. My gut's telling me to lean Ohio State. And that's kind of where the line is right now as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Ohio State a little bit, but I don't know. I love that tight end for Penn State. I think he might be the difference in this grinded out kind of game. And Ryan Day sucks. He's terrible.
Yeah, you said, in the battle of shitty coaches. I mean, Franklin's a little bit irritable, but I don't think he's a shitty coach.
He's a consistently he's a consistently decent coach that needs to be a good coach.
Y'all's fucking faces right there. Oh my Lord. To anybody that's not watching this on the YouTube, you need to start watching this on the YouTube. The faces, oh my God, it's hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know if you can call him. He's the definition.
So Matt and Brian clearly hate, what is his name? John Franklin?
James Franklin.
James Franklin.
Could shorten
They
it to
clearly
John.
fucking hate this dude, Jay Franklin.
If the college football playoff would have been 12 teams since it was 4, he would have been in 8 times. So he's been consistently good, but not good enough to make his team great.
Yeah, I mean, when it was the top 4, he always had a chance and could never win the big game. And it was always like this game. It was this game or Michigan, and he could never win, ever.
Yep.
Just seemed to never be able to get it done. Now, if Penn State loses, probably still going to be one of those top 12 teams. And same thing with Ohio State. Let's think of it this way. And, I guess still might be a little opinion based, but I'll try and articulate this the best way I can. But what offense is better than the opposing defense, and what defense is better than the opposing offense?
I think Ohio State is the best offense in the country. And I know Oregon's offense has looked unstoppable, but when Ohio State's right, they have to have. Their receivers are insane. Their running backs with Judkins and Henderson are nuts. And then they have Will Howard, who's a good quarterback. And they haven't looked right, though, and that's the issue.
So does Penn State win any of those 2 scenarios that I kind of just laid out there?
Maybe on defense. They got a dual Carter.
I think they have a better defense than Ohio State, but I think that Ohio State's offense is better than Penn State's offense, and that margin is bigger than Penn State's defense.
Yeah, but the issue there,
if that makes sense.
The issue there then is it's in Penn State, so I think the offense, I guess turn of the tide for the offense is more than the turn of the tide for the defense. So this might just be a really fun game.
I mean, it should be, dude. Absolutely should be.
Is this a primetime 7:30 at night, Happy Valley whiteout?
This is the part where the part where you guys get mad about broadcast deals in 2024. It's since big noon on Fox. That's their whole marketing now. So it's a 12 p.m. game.
Oof.
Look, man, that disgusts me. I can't imagine those Penn State kids that they are so disgusted that that's a noon kickoff.
That's terrible.
I think I'd rather have it be noon than at 7.
No.
Perfect scenario, I'd have it at 3:30. But
Yeah.
I'd rather have it at
If you're
noon.
trying to do your big whiteout under the lights, man, come on.
Dude, those students are going to be a lot more drunk at noon than they're going to be at 7.
Yeah. I think you're right about that. We're confirmed here. It's at 12.
How
Yeah,
do
it's
you figure that, Brian? How do you
at
figure that?
7, you're at
You have
tailgate all
more hours
day.
in the
You have
day.
more time to get hungover. You're getting your drinks like you're not aggressively like, yeah, we got a game at noon. We're getting up and we're going. And the
No,
vibe
well, think
for
about
it
it.
'cause it's so compact.
Everybody's still gonna wake up and start drinking early. So I think the quicker turnaround to 12, like you're gonna have people like, nobody's gonna be going all day. Maybe if they have some extracurriculars involved, they will, but nobody's going to be going all day till 7 o'clock at night and be able to be, still alive. I think 12 o'clock, that quicker turnaround keeps them more into it. I don't know.
It's the sense of urgency factor, I think. It's more of a compact schedule, so you got to get it in early. And I don't know. I don't like the noon. I think 3:30 is ideal. 7:30 is too late. I hated games at 7:30 when we were at Auburn.
Look, the point that I was trying to make, you guys made for me. Game starts at 7:30. You got way more time during the day to keep drinking. You're talking about getting hungover. You're talking about stopping. Whatever. These are college kids, not us 20. 27 years, 26-year-olds, however old you guys are. These guys are 19, 20-year-old kids. They're fine.
I don't know. I think there's just that sense of urgency. It's going to be a campus. Well, none of us are going, but I'm sure if any of you listening or watching are at the game, please let us know because I'm sure the vibe is just going to be that much better because it's at noon than when it's at 7. But my last thing to wrap up college football here. Miami's up to 5. Matt, I know you hate Cam Ward. I don't love Cam Ward as much as I love Jaden Daniels last year, but I still am a Cam Ward guy. The last time Miami won the Natty was 2001. In 2001, the Yankees lost the World Series in 7 games to an NL West team, the Arizona Diamondbacks. Miami is going to the Natty.
Is that your official prediction? Because I can't get on that for the Views future, which I
No.
think we need to maybe nail one down here
Oh
very
shit,
shortly.
yeah.
Yeah, we really
Really
do. We can
do.
do that now. I think I know where you want to lean, Matt, and I can't due to my West Coast future.
I don't
Oh, that's
necessarily
fine.
want to go Oregon. I would love to see it strictly so that I'm going to call it the Pacific Northwest. That Pacific Northwest rant statement take you had is put to bed kind of before it really even started.
We're almost a year in now, I think. Maybe not. Maybe like 7 months.
No way.
I don't know.
Well, who are we thinking here then? If you don't like Miami and I can't do Oregon, I still kind of like Tennessee. I would love to take BYU, but they're a little too much of an underdog.
All right, number one, Georgia plus 360, Ohio State plus 400, Oregon's at 450, Texas at 650, Penn State at 1200.
Keep going.
Keep going. Clemson at 1400, Tennessee at 1400, Miami 16, Bama 18, A&M 23, Notre Dame 3K, Ole Miss 5K, Indiana 5K, Iowa State
It's not going to
6K.
be Indiana. I'm sorry, Zach Myers, but it's not going to be Indiana.
I really can't get in on any of these. Somehow, for some reason, they're showing Auburn on here at plus 100,000.
Little 10-cent wager on there. Hey, you're on the table. You're getting into the you're getting into the playoffs probably.
No
Pittsburgh at
way.
17,000.
See, now there's some
Colorado
juice.
15,000. BYU 15,000. I mean, hey, these are some fucking long shots, my boys.
I don't know. For me, I think I need a couple days to do some research.
All right, well, how about this?
Maybe give it out on the Saturday live show.
Yeah, let's give it out on the live show on Saturday.
That's fair. I can get behind that.
Also, I forgot to mention Dylan Gabriel as a quarterback in the Heisman race right now. If
So maybe he'll
Oregon
be
goes,
that third and final finalist.
yeah, if Oregon goes undefeated, he's probably getting the finalist over Cam Ward. But then again, Miami could go undefeated, so I don't know.
It's going to be interesting stuff to see. But yeah, that's college football in a nutshell, at least for the most previous week. A big weekend there in the battle of 3 versus 4 in Happy Valley. Can't wait to see how that unfolds. But before we jump in to the new NFL confidence picks, a quick update. Bolmus is back in 2024. It's going to be absolutely lights out with the new expanded playoff. We're going to have a lot of fun with that. Some familiar guests, some new ones in there. We'll have details on that shortly. Probably another promo video in the next couple of weeks as well. So stay tuned. Bolmus is back. Big success last year, and looking forward to another successful Bolmus this year.
Yeah, I know we have a lot of new listeners from the last time. I think we were at like 50 subs on YouTube the last time we did Bolmus guys, and now we're over 100 over that. We're around 160. So a lot of new listeners, a lot of new people watching. 12 episodes in 12 days, called the 12 Days of Bolmus. We'll have guests from schools across the country, as well as our normal NFL show. We'll have some special guests for that. So it should be a lot of fun.
It definitely should be. So yeah, super pumped for that. Again, stay tuned. More details to come over the next couple of weeks. But it's time now to get into the NFL confidence picks, the newest segment here on Views from Section 400. I'm excited to do it. Basically, the way it works, I know I kind of tried to explain it last week, but basically the boys are going to go from 15 all the way down to 1 and rank it like most confident wise. So what do I mean? If you have a team winning and you think that team is absolutely going to win the most confidently, you're going to put them at 15. And you're going to just go down all the way to number 1, meaning 1 is going to be your least confident winner. And it's not spreads, it's not over-unders, it's the team you think is going to win, right? So spread out the window. Is this team going to beat this team? And you, again, rank it from 15 all the way down to 1. And we're going to keep track of this. Points based, right? So if you're 15 team, the most confident wins, you get 15 points. 14 wins, 14 points, and so on all the way down to 1. So the boys did a lot of research to hopefully try and get a good start to our confidence here. And yeah, we'll go through it one by one, do a little reaction after each guy goes. But yeah, I don't know who wants to kick it off. Brian, you want to kick us off here and go 15-1 and tell us your most confident all the way down to your least confident.
Yeah, I'll kick us off. And all right, yeah, I guess I'll just go rapid fire here, and we'll see how that goes. And we'll have graphics out on our social medias and stuff so you guys can follow along, because I know we're going to be talking fast and throwing out a lot of takes here. But at 15, the Bengals over the Raiders. 14, the Ravens. Big bounce back spot for them over Bo Nix and the Broncos, unfortunately. 13, my first kind of wild pick. I'm going with the Seattle Seahawks over the Rams. A lot of juice on the Rams right now. I think Seattle at home wins this game and they win it handedly. The Cardinals are going to beat the Bears. Matt Eberflus's time in Chicago is going to end soon. This game's really going to kickstart that. The Falcons beat the Cowboys. The Cowboys season is over. Chiefs over the Bucks, although I like the Bucks plus 8.5. Saints over the Panthers. Bryce Young is terrible. Derek Carr is still terrible, but he's also better than Spencer Rattler, and he's back this week. The Jets, for some reason, are favored. Because of that, I'm taking them to beat the Texans. Commanders over my Giants, although the Giants may pull one out. That's why they're low on this list. At 6, I'm going with an upset. The Dolphins, with 2 great running backs, are going to run over a terrible Bills run defense. The Eagles are beating the Jags. I'm sorry, Jack. The Chargers will beat the Browns. I'm sorry, Jameis Winston. I got the Lions over the Packers, although this is a toss-up. That's why I have it ranked so low at 3. At 2, I'm going with Joe Flacco to beat the Vikings, and my least confident pick is going to be the Tennessee Titans at home against the terrible Patriots run defense. All they can do well is run the ball with Tony Pollard, so why not take him to win?
It's a lot to digest there.
Yeah, there's a lot to digest.
I mean, I got a couple things that I'd like to just fire off at you. So to have the Seahawks beating the Rams as your third most confident pick, the one worth 13 points in this new confidence picks game that we're playing. Brian, where is the thought process? Like, I can understand you thinking that the Seahawks are going to beat the Rams. Rams are only favored by like 1.5, I think the spread is. So I can get that. It's basically a pick 'em. But to have that at 13, my brother, how? Why?
I really like Seattle, and I've liked them since the preseason. And at home, I think they're really good. I know they just lost to the Bills by a bunch at home. The Bills are also
And
really good.
and your football and your Giants.
And they did that, which means they're due. And they're due for a big home win. They need to pick up a game in the division. They lost to the 49ers already. They're going to win this game.
I'm not as confident. I'll get into my list, soon enough. But I've got the Rams over the Seahawks. I mean, for the reasons we just said, they can't win at home, and it's embarrassing losing to teams like the Giants at home. And on top of that, the Rams are finally getting healthy. We saw Puka, we saw Coop. This offense is coming back. I think their O line is getting healthy again too, which goes a little bit under the radar. But they're coming back into stride, and McVay seems like he's still all in.
Yeah, see, I think that's the thought process of every single person. So I'm going to zig while everyone zags. And the Rams are going to win this matchup at home, maybe by like 24. But I think both these teams are on the same enough level where they're going to split the season series. And with those two variables, I'm all over the Seahawks.
Yeah, the only one I had to go, not even at you on, but the one where I thought maybe would have been a little bit higher to get some more points is the Eagles over the Jags, only being at your fifth most confidence. I'm not buying into the Doug Peterson coming back to Philly hype train. I think, again, spreads out the window. I think the Eagles get this one done on Sunday. And the fact that it's not a double digit point here for you, I don't know. I think you're leaving some points on the board.
I do think the Eagles win, but I don't know. The Jags are a better team than 2-6. That's their record, right? They have 2 wins?
Yes, we have 2 wins. Thanks, Brian. Thanks for making me confirm that for you. Just Google it next time, you piece of shit. No, I'm kidding. Look, Matt, I'm with you. Brian, I don't understand how this is so low on your list, especially when you want to look over at mine. I have the Eagles beating the Jags. You don't got to apologize to me, and I got that as my most confident on this confidence pick.
Yeah, you're just hedging your emotions. That's all you're doing.
You think that's what I'm doing? Let me tell you what I'm doing, Brian. A 2-6 Jacksonville Jaguar team is traveling up to Philadelphia to play the Eagles, who are on, I think, a 5-game win streak. They are healthy again. A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith are rolling. Saquon Barkley is rolling. Our defense isn't going to know what the fuck to do. Like, they might drop 40 on us, and Eagles fans are going to be happy as hell, in a home win, getting 40 points. The offense is explosive. And then you want to look at the other side, the Jaguars offense. I told you guys in the pod, the last pod, we just lost a whole bunch of receivers. I don't know who's going to be good to go and who isn't. Christian Kirk definitely is not good to go. He's out for the season. He might be out as a Jaguar with the way he was talking.
We've been over this. Christian Kirk was already out for the season. He stinks. It doesn't matter.
Brian, that's enough out of you. Brian Thomas, his status is up in the air. I think Gabe Davis is playing, but that hurts us. Honestly, that hurts us.
Remember when he tried to convince us he was good?
Yeah, no, dude, he's so bad. He's so bad. He doesn't try enough on blocks, which pisses me off more than anything. I feel like I'm Shanahan talking like that, but seriously.
That was like the one thing that you said he was good at too. You said he's good at blocking and deep.
He can be, but he doesn't do it. It's like he's checked out and just earning a check. Anyway, I don't want to get too into that, Brian. You're taking away from the point here. The point is our offense is banged up, and we're 2-6. So what did we just do right before the trade deadline? Sent away Cam Robinson, one of our big offensive tackles. We sent him up to Minnesota to go replace Christian Darrisaw, who unfortunately got hurt, to protect Sam Darnold. So, look, we're making moves that are saying we're not winning football games right now. And then we're going up to Philly. No, it's just not happening.
Cam Robinson, is he a Tiger? No, he went to Alabama.
Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
Jack, why don't you jump into your confidence picks here, and then we'll
Sure.
see what you got going.
All right, running down the list real quick for you guys. I got the Eagles over the Jags, just talked about. Number two, we got the Chiefs over the Bucks. It's the same sort of thing. The Bucks, they just lost their star receivers. It's going to be tough for them to keep up with the Chiefs. It's simple as that. Ravens over the Broncos, like Brian said, big bounce back spot for the Ravens. Then I got the Bengals over the Raiders, Commanders over the Giants, Falcons over the Cowboys. I got the Bills over the Dolphins. I Tua's back, cool, sure. That's not enough for me. The Bills are playing really good football right now, and I don't expect that to change. And they're at home. I got the Saints beating the Panthers. Welcome back, Derek Carr, Bryce Young. Oof, this can be brutal. Chargers beating the Browns. That one, I might have to move that one down the list. I'm a little uneasy
it's
about
locked
that.
in now. You said it
Oh,
already.
it's locked in. All right. It's locked in. All right. But yeah, I like the Chargers as a whole. They're a very competent team. Harbaugh has done good things for them. I don't know if you know. I could see Jameis throwing for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns again. So if he does that, I don't know if the Chargers are going to be able to keep up. Not that Justin Herbert isn't capable of that. Lions beating the Packers, coming in next at 6. At 5, I got the Cardinals over the Bears. Clearly not as confident in you, Brian, with the Cardinals beating the Bears. So I have them a lot further down my list. Then I got the Rams over the Seahawks, Vikings over the Colts, Jets over the Texans, and last but not least, the Titans over the Pats. Just like you with that last one. It's the Titans and the Patriots. Who knows who's going to show up and who isn't?
Yeah. No, I like most of your list, but you're going to be very annoyed when you're missing those points from the Seahawks beating the Rams and the Dolphins beating the Bills.
Well, luckily for me, that adds up to only 13 points.
Could be the difference between whatever punishment we decide on and first place.
Look, brother, I've got faith in Josh Allen and the Bills. Way more faith in them in this division than I do in Tua and the Dolphins. I don't think that they're gonna make this miraculous comeback and become a playoff team. I don't.
It's the pessimist in you.
Dude, Kyler
Yeah,
Murray just gutted them last week.
There was a game-winning field goal, and to his first game back, you got to relax a little bit there.
threw for 300 yards, 2 TDs.
It's a good game,
Josh Allen's gonna be even better.
probably.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Jack, fading Jameis Winston.
Yeah, that's a tough one for me. It's a tough one for me. I like Jameis, one of my favorite players in the NFL, but I like this Chargers team. They're very competent, and I have to double check, but I'm pretty sure the Chargers are at home, which make me happy. Even happier in this one.
Fair enough. Well, I will
Oh
jump
no,
in.
the Browns are at home, so that doesn't help.
Can't change it now.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to, Brian. Keep it in your pants.
But yeah, that I mean, we'll get into it in a sec, but that's why I think Jameis might have some more magic again this weekend. But I'll run through my 15-1 on the confidence. And starting at 15, it is going to be the Chiefs over the Bucks. I don't see them picking up a loss at home, especially with all the injuries that the Buccaneers have. Granted, I get it. Baker Mayfield's been lights out. Too many injuries for them to keep it going. So Chiefs over the Bucks there. Bengals over the Raiders. Get right spot for the Bengals. Pretty much a must win for them as well to kind of just keep their season intact. Eagles over the Jags. Again, I already explained. I'm not here for the Doug Peterson to come back and save it. And Jack touched on, all the problems they're kind of facing with injuries, trading guys off. They're not really in win now mode. It's more of tank now. Ravens over the Broncos. Another get right spot for the Ravens. I have the Rams over the Seahawks. I think fading Brian on that one. I think Sean McVay, just more experienced, veteran guy, and has his guys back healthy. I get it. On the road in Seattle's tough. Rams, I think, get it done over Seattle. Commanders beating the Giants. I think the Giants are dead. They tried to throw every last bit of life at the Steelers. Still couldn't get it done. I don't think they'll have any energy or mojo going against Commanders team is coming off just an unbelievable win in Hail Mary. So Commanders over the Giants there. I have the Browns over the Chargers. I think we get some more Jameis magic this weekend in Cleveland. Jameis is red hot after playing one game, and I don't think it stops there against a Chargers team that is, pretty beatable with Jim Harbaugh even being there. Cardinals over the Bears. I was back and forth on this one, thinking maybe the Bears have a get right spot here, but the Cardinals have looked good 500 through 8 games, and I agree with Brian. Matt Eberflus is just I don't think the guy to go forward, and honestly, I don't know how he still is the head coach. Do have the Saints over the Panthers. Again, Panthers are dead in the water. As soon as I saw Bryce Young back, not sure he's going to be able to do anything. Yeah, Jets are favored, but I have the Texans over the Jets. CJ Stroud wants to play well in this game. He played like shit last year in MetLife in this game. I think the Texans come out fired up. The Jets are dead in the water. I think, in terms of coaching, they just are at a complete loss. They don't know where to go. Aaron Rodgers not taking accountability. Just a lot wrong with the Jets organization. I think CJ Stroud has everything going for him right now in Houston. And when they travel up there, I think he's going to want to get that one done. So Texans over the Jets there. I have the Packers over the Lions. It's in Lambeau. I know there's some question marks around Jordan Love, but look, Lions have been red hot, and the Packers have also been pretty good as well. I think this is a game that, the Lions win back in Detroit, but the Packers get this one done in Lambeau. Bills over the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are dead in the water. I don't care that they have all their guys back. Well, really just Tua. They just lost to Kyler at home. I don't think it's going to get any better for them up in Orchard Park. So Bills over the Dolphins there. I have the Cowboys over the Falcons. This is the one I'm probably going to get asked about after I get done this list, but I have no faith in the Falcons winning this game. The Cowboys, I think, will come out a lot more fired up than they have. I know it's a crazy pick coming from a Philadelphia fan, but only at my number 3 for
Oh,
most confident.
I mean, we know why.
Look, like, dude, like you just can't accept the fact that me and Brian might think that the Eagles are the third best team in the NFC behind the Falcons. Like, this is just bothering you so much. You want to root for the Cowboys to win?
That is
Well,
crazy.
I think they're going to win in a 1 o'clock spot here. No, the pressure is going to be off. No, it's not heightened by, a prime time slot. And I think a lot of people are going to be fading the Cowboys in a spot where they probably can get the win. So, and look, it's only at number 3, right? I'm only leaving 3 points on the board. So if they do end up losing, I'm not really going down that bad there. The final two, I probably should have had Patriots over Titans at number 1. But I think the Patriots get it done on the road regardless. The Titans are dead in the water. They have nothing going for them. Again, it's a total toss up. It's the reason why it's at my number 2. But I'll take the Patriots over the Titans. I don't think the Titans have won a game at home this year. I think they're 0-3. And then at number 1, probably the hardest game to predict with Joe Flacco getting named the starting quarterback for this one. Vikings on a little bit of a skid as well, but I'll take the Colts over the Vikings as my number 1 least confident pick to wrap up my list.
I mean that Cowboys over Falcons one is obviously the big one that we just talked about. But outside of that, man, I like your list. I can't really argue you about anything else other than you seem pretty confident in Jameis Winston being able to get it done against the Chargers.
I do. I think, the Chargers coming across the country, which we always say that's a thing, but doesn't really seem to bother the NFL players as much. They seem to still be ready to go for those games. But I don't know. I just think Jameis has brought new life to that team. They're kind of playing behind him, and he's airing the ball out all over the field. So I think the Browns now have some new life in offense. They still have a solid defense. And I don't think the Chargers offense is going to be able to keep up with what the Browns could throw at them. But again, that is kind of a toss up there. But I think the Browns can get it done. And again, if they do, that's a big swing for me on the point standings. But like I said, Cowboys, Falcons, I just think, in a slot where maybe not a lot of people will be watching, because I think it is a 1 o'clock slot. And Cowboys kind of need to win that game, probably need to win it more than the Falcons do, considering the Falcons have full control over their division. And I think the public's going to be all over the Falcons in this one. So it's a game where I think the Cowboys get it done.
Yeah, well, you also have Kirk in a non-primetime slot, which is when he's at his best. But I
Yeah,
do think it's more of a toss-up than people think. The Cowboys think.
yeah,
Um,
they do.
yeah, but
But
I
that's why
like
it's at
this.
number three.
Yeah, I like this a lot. Besides the big spreads, we're all over the place. And even with the big spreads, we're at different spots. So going to be a very interesting week 9 to start off our confidence picks.
Yeah, this should be a very interesting one. None of us have. I mean, we have similar, winners, but like all over different orders. So let's see who actually comes through.
Yeah, it'll be
Yeah,
interesting to see.
and Matt, you said the Jags are in tank mode. They're also in give the ball to tank mode. They got to give them like 20 carries.
I don't know that
Yeah.
that's going to be enough.
Might
Well,
not be. Probably won't be.
it's not going to be, but we're going to feed him 20 times. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
This this is not me advocating for anybody to put 20 plus carries down for Tank Bigsby this weekend. I would not do that.
But successful first confidence picks, I think.
Yeah.
yeah, I was just going to say people forget the Eagles are 3-0 in the Baldiani era, so that's out there as well, looming around. Um,
And to any of our
yeah,
listeners, drop a comment, wherever you're watching, drop a comment, and let us know, who's got the best list and who's just out of control with one of these picks. I already called Brian out for a couple, but call us out too.
Yeah, well,
I know I'm going to get a lot of heat for the Cowboys one, but I'm telling you, I really think they beat Atlanta this weekend. I don't know why. It's just one of those weird gut feelings.
And look, I'm not even going to fault you for that. Like they're a competent team; they can do it. The fact that the reason I was laughing so hard is just because you have to fade the Falcons
mhm.
so hard right now. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
so
it also would put the nail in the coffin of this Falcons being the number 2 team in the NFC nonsense that you guys are spewing out too. So it'd be a nice little wrap up to that as well.
It's all we care about.
Yeah, I mean that's the confidence picks right there. Let us know what you think. It'll obviously get better as the weeks go on, but hopefully, I'm confident in my list. Brian's confident in his, and Jack is obviously confident in his as well. So, yeah, stay tuned as we update the stats all the rest of the year. Maybe some playoff stuff in there too. But yeah, we usually do the favorite underdog prop over and under. That's not going anywhere. Make sure you tune into the Sunday live shows as we'll hit that portion of what we used to do. We'll still keep that around and it'll drop Sunday morning. I think that'll give us a better feel to give out those favorite props since it will be right up next to game time on NFL Sunday. And just give us a better feel of where those final numbers are going to land because we know the betting markets change as the days go on. So same day picks for that will be a lot better and a lot cleaner, at least for us to analyze. But yeah, that's the confident picks. That's the whole slate, and the best bets are not going anywhere. Tune in to the live show Sunday, also Saturday for college football. But as we do to wrap up every midweek show, it's the Mike of the Week, a segment that has kept its place here in section 400. And I don't know who wants to go first, but Brian, Jack, who's your Mike of the Week?
I can start us off here. It's going to be ESPN naming Cooper Flagg the number 1 overall player in college basketball for the 2024-2025 season. Listen, I know he has the Gatorade deal. I know he has the Nike deal. I know LeBron called him the future of American basketball after the Olympic scrimmage. He hasn't played he hasn't seen a tip-off. He hasn't played at Cameron Indoor Stadium. He hasn't played anything of note in college basketball. I know they had the scrimmage against, I don't even know, probably St. Mary's School for the Blind or whatever, but he hasn't played a meaningful college basketball game. And you're going to tab him at number 1 over RJ Davis, Hunter Dickinson, Mark Sears, Janai Broom, your guy Tim and Lipsy, Matt, Kaderi Richmond, Tucker DeVries, who is now with West Virginia, by the way. There's so many guys that have been there and dominated college basketball for years, and you're just going to give it to this Cooper Flagg kid. And I know it's probably the number 1 pick. He's the most talented, blah, blah, blah. He does not deserve the number 1 spot.
I do love the Cyclones. I'm a big Tama Lipsy guy, but I'll still give it to Cooper Flagg over him. And kind of shocked you're this riled up about it. I mean, Cooper Flagg is one of those no doubter guys that I think he totally deserves this shining moment award, if you even want to call it that. But I mean, the guy is going to be lights out this year. You know, maybe it's a nice take now because he hasn't played anything. But Brian, you will find out sooner rather than later why this guy is the number one in all college
I
basketball.
mean, he's gonna be
Look,
good, but go ahead.
and that's what I wanted to say is, dude, we were watching videos this past summer of him like dunking on NBA players. He was like taking AD to the rack.
He's
You
gonna
think
be
he's
good.
worried about these fucking college guys?
I'm not saying he's going to be very good, and he's going to be very good in the NBA, but you can't name him the number one player in college basketball. They didn't do this for Paolo. They didn't do this for Zion. And both of those guys went to Duke, so it's not like you can't even tell me, oh, he's going to the biggest brand in college basketball, like biggest prospect. Like they don't do this for normal people.
He's just special. He's different.
I would argue that Cooper Flag is a bigger prospect than both those guys you just mentioned.
I'd give you Paolo, but Zion was Cooper Flag before Cooper Flag. We saw this man in middle school dunking on people.
Yeah, look, I remember the Zion hype. I'm not gonna, be ignorant to that, but like as far as like the whole skill set goes, like Zion had his bounce. There's no doubt about it. We knew he was gonna be dominant, but dude, Cooper Flag's got everything. He's like KD out there.
Maybe I shouldn't be this upset about this, but I love college basketball, and the sanctity of it really felt disrespected by giving this kid the number one overall player.
That's fair. I feel like I know what you mean by like saying that.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but this guy is the real deal. And like I said, you will see, Brian. You will see.
I'm sure I will.
Jack, you got a mic of the week for us?
I actually don't.
Well, Jack's mic of the week is he doesn't have a mic of the week.
I don't know necessarily what did. Oh, okay, I got one. So I was doing my little marketing activities the other day, and I stumbled upon the most marketable players, or I shouldn't say players, marketable figures in sports. You guys want to take a guess who number one was? And this is sports across all sports, all countries, all everything.
Yes, like international.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
No, but he was top 10.
Wait. So
Simone Biles.
what's the
Yes.
question again?
Bang.
The most marketable athlete in the world right now. And
It's Simone Biles.
Brian just got on a second guess. Simone Biles, the gymnast, the American gymnast, just she's number one. And I don't know how they do those metrics. I don't come calling and asking, but as far as what I saw, Simone Biles was number one. I think Cristiano Ronaldo was like number 8, maybe. I think Messi was maybe like 6 or something. But yeah, those two guys were on there. She was on there. Off the top of my head, I can't remember who else
LeBron
was
had to be on there, right?
Oh yeah. LeBron was, I think, maybe 2 or 3.
Curry was probably up there.
I don't know if he was top 10.
Did you say Messi?
Yeah, Messi, Ronaldo, Simone Biles, LeBron.
Ohtani.
I do believe Ohtani was on there.
No Neymar?
Nope. I think the only 2 soccer guys were Ronaldo and Messi. There were some more women that we're forgetting.
Yeah, what's that Australian breakdancer that was in the Olympics?
Stop
probably
it.
on there.
Stop it. She was not on there.
Kill me, I can't remember her name now. No, but Simone Biles, she's the closest thing. Maybe she's surpassed Michael Phelps as celebrity, but closest thing, at least in our lifetimes, I can think of to Michael Phelps.
Yeah, definitely. And did she?
And the
Ray Gun.
Clark was on there as well.
Oh, that makes sense. The Australian
All right,
breakdancer's name was Ray Gun.
I just found the list that I saw earlier. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Simone Biles, Vinicius Jr. He's a soccer player.
Vinicius. They
Is
call
that how you
him
say it?
Vinny. I don't know.
Vinicius. Yeah. All right. Sure. Vinicius Jr. At number 2, LeBron James at 3, Caitlin Clark at 4, Messi at 5, Rebecca Andrade. I don't know what she does. I'm sorry.
Sounds like tennis.
Yeah, Rebecca Andrade is 6. Mbappe is 7. There's another person at 8. I'm not going to try and pronounce their name.
Oh,
Cristiano Ronaldo is number 9, and Katie Ledecky rounds it out at number 10. Shout out
Wow.
U.S. Swimming.
Yeah, shout out Bethesda, Maryland there. Rebecca Andrade is the Brazilian Simone Biles.
Oh, she's a gymnast too.
Yep.
wait, who is number 8 though, Jack? Give it a shot. We'll help you out.
Iona Maher.
I have no idea. What is she? A women's cyclist?
It's Ilona. So Iona.
Ilona.
Yeah.
Iona. American rugby union player.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
she was a rugby player. That's right.
She's
why.
on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, that's why
Yeah.
she got that. She got that going for her. I'm surprised Curry wasn't on this list though.
Yeah, I thought maybe he would have been on there as well. But yeah, let me give my mic of the week here before we wrap it up. And we're gonna jump over to the world of racing, specifically NASCAR. So this past weekend, Tyler Reddick won at Homestead, Miami, which was a playoff race. And I'm not going to go through the whole playoff format because it's going to take me. You guys probably don't know how it works, but essentially they have all these, multiple round of 16, round of 12, round of 8, and then finally the championship 4. There's multiple races in each round until they get to the championship 4, which is just one race. And the whole field races in the championship 4, but there's only 4 guys in that race that can actually win the NASCAR Cup championship. And one of those guys who won last week and punched his ticket. I think they have 2 or 3 tickets punched. There's one final race this weekend that'll decide the final spot in the championship race. But the guy who won last weekend, it was a crazy ending, is Tyler Reddick. So he will have a shot to go off and try and win a NASCAR title. Obviously, he made the championship 4, and Reddick drives for 2311. So Michael Jordan, who is an owner of 2311, has a shot to win another championship as an owner in the world of racing. I thought it was pretty cool. Michael Jordan has a shot for a title in NASCAR. Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, it's
For number 7.
kind of makes sense. He was a terrible owner when it came to a team sport, but goes to an individual sport and he's about to win one.
Yeah, it's crazy because, 2311 is him and Denny Hamlin, but I just, it's wild. Michael Jordan's still relevant and going for another title. Here we are, 25 years removed from his basketball career, whatever the number is, still relevant going for a title. So I thought that was pretty cool stuff.
You guys think MJ, you think he could beat Bronny in a 1v1?
Michael Jordan?
Yeah.
How old is Jordan?
Yeah,
55?
but dude, I would take him over a lot of people though.
He would have to be like, dude, this guy's drinking, smoking cigars. Like, I don't think he's really keeping his body in top tier shape anymore.
Yeah, he's 61, but it'd just be like, it'd be the 1v1 where, the proper 1v1 with no rebounding. You just get one shot on both ends. You don't have to run that much. I think I'd take MJ.
I think he'd be able to hit his shots.
I'm giving it to Bronny.
So it's essentially a game. It's essentially a game of horse.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah.
Yeah, like let's stop being disrespectful. We're giving it to Bronny.
I think I'm taking MJ.
I don't know.
Maybe, you gotta know. You gotta be the tiebreaker.
If it's a game of horse, like I think MJ should be able to make more shots than Bronny does.
If it's a game of horse,
Bronny's jumper right now is broken.
Yeah, but if you're doing,
what if it's a 1v1? Bronny probably can drive by MJ every single time for an easy layup.
Yes.
I don't know.
But if it's a game of horse,
this is Michael Jordan we're talking about. I think he'd be willing to blow out.
61 years old.
Yeah, he'd blow out both knees before he let Bronny drive by him.
I don't know. Game of horse. If it's just like jump shot for jump shot, like MJ, I don't know, Bronny jumper through. I don't know. That could just be like crazy and like, dude, MJ's 61. But I don't know.
Yeah, well,
this is a ridiculous question.
Representatives of Michael Jordan and Bronny James, get in touch and we'll have a Views from Sex 400 1v1. Live stream it on the channel.
1v1 horse and we'll live stream it. Yeah, that'd be pretty fun. But I don't know if you guys have anything else. That's all I got for the episode. Another great midweek edition of Views from Section 400. Hit the winners and losers, whole college football, whole NFL confidence picks. Wrapped it up with Mike of the Week as always. The World Series is on tonight. I don't know who's going to win, but I think the Dodgers get it done. We'll know as you guys are watching this one. But for everyone here, always appreciate you watching along. I'm Matt, Ryan, and Jack always joining me. I'll catch you in the next one.
Get to the off season so the Mets can sign Soto.
Philly, please don't beat me up on Sunday.